Politics is about perception. For example, in this country today, there are people who believe that Raila Odinga cannot become the president of the Republic of Kenya because they believe he has won 3 times, but he has never managed to be declared as the president of the Republic of Kenya. In fact, Miguna always puts it very simple, that Raila Odinga doesn't know how to take power. That's the power of perception in politics. Of late, William Samoei Ruto has been working so hard to create the perception that is very popular in this country. He's been doing it effectively, drawing huge crowds to his rallies, doing proper mobilization ahead of his events, and Kenyans are currently believing that William Samoei Ruto is very popular. He's just been creating that perception. If you've been following the politics of this country, last week but one, Raila Odinga was at Burma Market for lunch. He never planned that meeting. He had actually met with the youth leadership in this country, in Nairobi, and then from there he just decided to go and have lunch with Minor Commandant Junet Mohammed, I think, and he was followed by the Director of Communications, Philip Etale, and I think some other gentlemen there, and Steve Mbogo. So they went to Burma Market. Raila Odinga had lunch there, and after eating, he toured the place, and by the time he was leaving, the crowd was already full outside there. So he addressed those people. But some plans were being made. The allies of the Deputy President from that region quickly mobilized a group of youths. And these youths came carrying wheelbarrows. So a perception was created that Raila Odinga was chased out of Burma Market because of that incident. Then again, Raila Odinga went to Ruiru this week. Again, a similar thing. The traders were told, actually the traders there were paid off not to be in the market. Isaac Mwaura, Moses Kuria mobilized the youth there to stop Raila Odinga from addressing the event. So, but Raila Odinga still managed to address the meeting. But by the time he was leaving, mbio ilitokea. So youth started chanting the name of William Samoei Ruto, 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 Ruto. So again, by the time Raila left, a perception had been created that Raila Odinga is unwanted in central Kenya. And after those 2 incidences, now William Ruto started plotting on how to create a perception that is the most popular. So he chose Burma Market. So William Ruto went to Burma Market. His mission was very simple. And I'm going to explain why the mission failed. So he mobilized the Nairobi leadership. Mike Sonko, a very populist politician from Nairobi, Margaret Wanjiro, the gubernatorial candidates, the members of parliament from Nairobi supporting him, mobilized. Then he went to Burma Market to have lunch. He had the lunch. He delivered some wheelbarrows. And then he started addressing the public. His speech was cut short. And if you are doubting, I want you to watch this clip very briefly, very keenly before we proceed.
Tafadhali, nyinyi wenye mmetumwa Mohamed Moha, tunakubaliana? Hawa vijana wachache tutadili na wao, si ni kweli? Relax, hapana ogopa. Tulia. Haya tu.
So from that point, if you followed his supporters yesterday, they were very pensive in mood. They didn't know what to say. Because initially when the rally started, they were very optimistic. I remember so well. Some of William Ruto's allies who were accompanying him by morning, were very ready for the Burma. And they said they wanted to go and attract the largest crowd never seen before. But someone also mobilized youths. Don't be cheated. No youth can leave his house to go and heckle somebody. Someone also mobilized youths. And this youth disrupted William Ruto's mission. And the mission failed. So why do you think William Ruto went to Burma Market? Why do you think he went there? Burma Market is historic for Jubilee Party. Immediately Maraga nullified their election. The first stop was at Burma Market. That was where Uhuru and Ruto addressed their supporters. In the last elections, it was very difficult even for Raila Odinga and NASA brigades to go to Burma Market because it's predominantly the Kikuyu. So the mere fact that William Ruto's mission was aborted at that point was a big blow to him. So the question is, what were some of his objectives? The first thing William Ruto wanted to do, he wanted to prove to everybody that he's loved. Remember, William Ruto had gone to Kayole, he was received well. Raila Odinga went the same place, received well. Then Raila Odinga went to Westlands constituency, he was received well. But then there was those crowds, around 5 people heckling there. Then William Ruto then went again to Westlands. Zile sides za Kikuyu. In fact, if you listen to Murade, he pointed out the way Ruto has been choosing the places he's visiting in Nairobi, predominantly Kikuyus. So he also went there, he was received well. So when Raila went to Githurai, before Githurai there was Roysambu, which was massive for him. Then Githurai, he was kicked out. So basically what Ruto wanted to do, he wanted to prove that he's the most loved individual as far as masses are concerned. So when this event aborted, then that narrative was killed. So basically, he failed on whatever he wanted to do. The second thing which Ruto wanted to do, if you don't know, is that he was trying to send a message to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta had purposed to begin a tour of the larger Mount Kenya region. That's the fact. And because William Ruto is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, don't be cheated. He has access to intelligence reports. So he was briefed all the plans. Then he wanted to send a message to President Uhuru Kenyatta that he's the most loved leader of the Kikuyu community. Basically, he's telling Uhuru Kenyatta that I've inherited your backyard without your efforts. So the people who plotted to disrupt his meeting also had a different idea. Burma is predominantly the Kikuyus there. So these guys decided, let this guy go there. Then we follow him there and disrupt his meeting right there. So if the disruption had happened, let's say in Kibra, or let's say in Ruaraka, or even some parts of Westlands, or Dagoretti North of Simbarati, then the story would have been, oh, hao ni Luos, oh, hao ni Luyas, oh, hao ni watu ODM, nini. But the mere fact that these guys managed to stop him from that point, at that point, it confirms that indeed Uhuru is still the king. So the message which he wanted to send to President Uhuru Kenyatta is not there now. In fact, the president today has met with over 700 MCs from Central Kenya. I don't know whether 500 or 700. And I'm getting details so that we have to analyze that. So that message he wanted to send to President Uhuru Kenyatta failed. The third thing he wanted to do, he wanted to undo the gains Raila Odinga might have made during his visit. Because if you followed when Raila Odinga visited Burma, when he arrived, people received him so well. When he started addressing, he went and toured the market. Then all of a sudden, those guys came. Then after that disruption, Raila Odinga then decided, okay, let me call Babu Owino and I go to church. So Babu Owino organized for him a church function in Embakasi East. So Raila Odinga went to Embakasi East. And you saw the kind of reception he received there. In fact, the distance his supporters covered escorting him cannot be compared, because William Ruto, normally what he does, he identifies, he goes with a lot of people, convoy, huge convoy, which is okay for him politically, for perception. Then he lands in the middle of the road. So when you stand in the middle of the road, even for 5 minutes in Nairobi, it would mean one thing: traffic this side, traffic this side. So people will be stuck there. So he normally does that. He wanted to undo that particular trip by Raila Odinga by coming to Burma market, again thwarted. And lastly, he wanted to maintain visibility. If there's one individual who has successfully managed to maintain visibility, is William Ruto. I'm sure even President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were not sure whether William Ruto was going to sustain the campaign for this long. Personally, I thought he would not sustain it, but now I can assure anybody that William Ruto is going to sustain this campaign until the elections day. And because Raila Odinga was moving outside there, Kalonzo Musyoka moving outside there, he also just wanted to maintain visibility. So he chose Burma to go and have lunch there, to give wheelbarrows. Again, disrupted. So again, that visibility, he got it, but not what they had expected. Let me hear your thoughts, because Sonko was there. He was disrupted. In fact, if you watch the video closely, I never knew that Mike Sonko is one of those guys when you are Nagopa. The speed at which Sonko got into his car, I'm still just imagining Sonko. Margaret Wanjiru was there. Former member of parliament for Stare. You'd have expected Wanjiru and the supporters there. KJ was there, several others. So the visibility they expected was boom. Let me hear your thoughts, especially on what other message let me hear your thoughts. And again, if you're watching this video for the first time, please click subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And again, Uhuru Kenyatta has embarked on his tour of the larger Mount Kenya region. He met with the MCS. What next for William Samoei Ruto? Back to you guys.